Alright, so for this episode of El Shaddai, I'm actually watching some footage I took beforehand. I'm not doing a live commentary. That audio file got corrupted, so I'm just redoing this.
You don't trust me?
One of the things I commented on originally is I find it weird that Lucifer, or Lucifer, as it is here, is talking on the phone with God,
so far, so
or
good.
well, appears to be God. Kind of reminds me of South
You know,
Park
I've
in the
never seen no
episode
you.
Probably,
After all, you
where
are the
Satan
Lord.
has to go to God to solve his relationship issue.
Yeah. All right. Catch you later.
Alright, so, I guess this is a good time to talk about some things in the series, like, for the thumbnails in this video, what I am doing is I am using, for right now at least, classical representations of Satan, Lucifer, the devil,
So, Enoch.
any of those three, just the big guy. So no Trinabog, no Beelzebub, no Mephistopheles. I just want to use, like, straight up the devil in the thumbnails. So that's what's going on there. I'm using different representations of the devil in the thumbnails. Now, one thing that I'm going to have to admit is there's kind of a lack of some classic art. So I'm going to have to be struggling for a little bit. So I'm not going to give anything away yet, but I might get a little creative. Like, if the source makes the character ambiguous whether or not it is the big guy, I will put it in the thumbnail. Like, if there's a possibility it is, it might. But anyways, this dude, he has flies going about him when he spawns in. Why wouldn't he be Beelzebub, the Lord of the Flies? Like, I know at least, I'm gonna say this so many times in the playthrough, but I know that Paradise Lost at least mentions Beelzebub.
No matter.
There's other places that reference him, at least Bohemian Rhapsody. But that is at least one place I can consider where Beelzebub is used in Abrahamic lore. Alright, so far I've actually already recorded 5 of these episodes. I am actually loading something onto the internet right now, and this actually seemed like a good time to just sit down and actually do the recording.
Not even God can stop us now.
Yeah, I was wanting to do this one for a while, but I didn't have a good capture device. So, and I didn't want to capture it without getting a good picture. Like, it would have looked like shy if I had my old capture device, but I got an Elgato HD, just a simple one, you know, not 60 frames per second or anything, just a simple HD, and yeah, this is the picture we have. I like it. It has a pretty nice picture.
He's either very confident.
It's at 720p, or at least supposedly.
Or very
Not
stupid.
1080, but
Either way, we've got to bring him back.
you know what?
Or things are gonna get a lot
I'm still
wetter
starting
around
out at
here.
this. I'm trying to find things that work, play around with a few things. So, yeah, you know what? I think this is good for right now. It's a nightmare trying to get things figured out, though. I mean, I actually like to do a lot of my editing on my laptop, but my laptop screen just busted. Like, I can still put it into HDMI and get the files on it, everything like that, so not a huge loss, but it is going to hinder productivity, which is a damn shame. But yeah, no, it's just, I always seem to lose a file here, or lose a video file here, lose an audio file here, horrible choppiness. It didn't record whatsoever. I can't think at the moment. Just one thing after the other, but so I'm just fiddling around.
This item repairs your armor.
hoping to get things right. So please be patient in the meantime. I thank you for it. But we're getting there. We're getting there. Alright. So, this dude is wearing tight jeans.
Sure you'll find them quickly enough.
I mean, there's no two ways about that. So, let's see, where does it lead after this opening? Like,
Me, Enoch?
this is a really long opening, Ed.
I brought this body to deliver a message.
Hey,
We are at your side.
don't know what to talk about here. It's not that compelling. Basically, Enoch, in search for the Watchers and their tower, he cannot die in the meantime until he finishes his task. So he is traveling the world for like 200 years, never aging, never dying, having to change his name constantly. That's what's going on here. And he eventually stumbles onto the tower, which is where it picks up at near the end of this, I believe. It might be a little bit after.
All the time in the world.
And one thing I actually really like is during this title sequence, as you can see there's a Enoch beating up those light creatures, or well, they're not light creatures, they're probably shadow creatures, but
Azazel is after you.
you know, it's white on black, so shadow isn't exactly the right word. Anyways, that was actually pretty entertaining, so gotta give the games props for that. Gotta give it props for that. So far I have some mixed feelings about the game. I think the action is pretty monotonous, I will have to say, but I love the art style. Like, oh, and the sound's pretty awesome too. It is a very rich experience.
I'll be getting married
So, yeah, I'm excited to play more.
soon. Unlike you, I can't stay young forever.
I need to stop saying
How is it you do not age?
Yeah. Man, it would suck to live forever but age. Like, after many a summer dies the swans, just keep aging forever and ever and ever and just never dying. Not even dying at the eventual heat death of the universe. Just floating around, drifting around in space, scorched because the sun is absolutely gone and has enveloped you. And
Until you find the fallen ones.
my mind's going places today. Scorching you and just you're suffering just as a pile of ash in the universe. I don't know exactly how it would work out, but still living. How would that happen? Don't ask, but that would suck.
These lakes appeared a century ago.
Like a century ago. Okay, we're about 100 years. 100 years to go. I believe the last
So this
cell
is where
just
they
fly. Yeah, we're already at
I bet they're
113.
still close
148.
by.
So yeah, it just flies. That's what it's more than 200. Oh, it is more than 200. Oh
You
shit.
don't know when to quit.
500 then?
Chose to
Maybe?
ignore my warning.
Okay, I think it's about to show up here. Kind of reminds me of Ninja Gaiden for the NES. I don't know why. That just picture closing in like that. Alright. So, originally here, I sang Free Falling. I'm free, free falling. So, but I sang it more than that, but I don't see the point. Song always makes me think of King of the Hill, where Peggy Hill's parachute doesn't open up, and she becomes... Well, she breaks every bone in her body. That would suck. Alright, I'm actually drawing a blank on this area of the game. Yeah, what goes on here? Okay. Oh, okay. It's the Azazel, whatever it is, battle. Still, like I said, Beelzebub it should be. Hard to comment on the gameplay if you're not actually playing. Oh yeah, I forgot about that Sonic Spin Dash. Oh, shit. Maybe the arcade is a good weapon. There's got to be a lot of debate back and forth whether or not I like the arc. I'm still undecided. In comparison to other weapons in the game. Alright. So, I don't know if you're supposed to lose to these if you are supposed to lose to these bosses, or if I just really suck at the game and happen to do so over and over again. I kind of hope it's not the latter, but I don't know.
Do not make the wrong choice again.
Alright, so I believe this is the tower now? No, not quite yet. Okay, in some kind of ice cavern. Or it probably is not even ice, it's just the art direction.
He is a freeman. He will give you information on conditions.
Oh yeah, the those guys with the why can't I think of, with their notes. Okay, come on. Freeman's notes. Observations recorded by the Freeman. Heavenly messenger. He wanders from place to place, never aging, never dying. He is a wise and righteous man, a mighty warrior. For this, he is despised by those in power and must constantly change his name. And that's why I wasn't reading it dramatically, because I know I didn't hover over it long enough. Like, this is actually my second video recording. First one ended up too choppy. And I didn't re-record an audio for the second one. I just was going to reuse the same audio I already recorded, just edit it in, try to make it seem like it's making sense.
This is not a job for bare hands.
There's some weird looking enemies.
Liberate one of their arches.
What is their aesthetic? Okay. So one thing about the stealing of the weapons, they really nullify the enemies really quick, but you better want that weapon that you're taking from them. Because if you are taking a weapon you don't want, it sucks. Alright. Hack and slash. And I'm free falling. Alright, let's see. Let's something to talk about. Oh, actually, you know what? I have a few games that I purchased that I thought might be fun to play on here. Of varying impressiveness, let's say. I picked up something called Rock of Ages. It is similar, or no, not Rock of Ages. That's a musical. Rock of the Dead. It stars Neil Patrick Harris, Felicia Day, and Rob Zombie. And it's very similar to Typing of the Dead, but instead of a keyboard, you use the Guitar Hero guitar. Weird. Well, I haven't played it yet, but that is a weird premise. And those things back there, those kind of look like IUDs to me. Like, I don't know. Okay, actually right here they look more like wishbones, but at certain angles, and since the wings flap out, like when they extend more so, they look more like IUDs to me. Yeah, so Rock of the Dead, basically Typing of the Dead, but with Guitar Hero guitar. Alien Isolation, Alan Wake, and The Hobbit. Now, for those of those thinking, hey, they never released a Hobbit video game for when the movie came out. Two things. The Lego Hobbit, and also this wasn't released for the movies. This was released in 2003, so about the same time as Return of the King. It was produced by Sierra. basically a cash grabbing scheme, I would think. You know, selling in on the popularity of Lord of the Rings. But yeah. And you know what? It's not one of those things like it looks kind of silly, but I'm not gonna, you know, bash it before I play it. I am gonna give it a fair shot. Why would I hope for a bad game? Bad games can be entertaining, I suppose. But I hope it's good. I'm just gonna probably rip on it a little for the silliness of it. Like, the artwork is silly. Not Rankin... Well... it's not exactly Rankin Bass, but not exactly far either. I don't know, it feels like there was another game I got, but... Alan Wake, Alien Isolation, Rock of the Dead, and The Hobbit. Nope, that checks out. What is that thing exactly? Oh, right, that's the, thing hiding the tower. Okay. How much time do I have left? I have about 1:30. So, yeah, I'm just, since I don't know, you know, I'm not going to be stopping. Usually in a video, I stop during the game and say, okay, hey, I'm stopping. Here, I'm not going to be stopping because I'm just watching a video, basically. So I just got to time the ending well. So, let's wind down, I suppose. If you could be a Disneyland ride, what Disneyland ride would you be?
You found it at last, Enoch.
How much time did that
It
kill?
only took you 300
Not
years. Enough. A lot faster than I thought.
Excuse me, I was
The
clearing my
Watchers
throat.
are in that tower. You had trouble finding it because it's wrapped in a veil of distorted space.
So, basically, found the tower. He's going in,
Enoch, the Watchers await you within.
saving the fallen angels.
Seek them out and bind them.
Yeah,
His efforts had
that's
been
pretty much
hindered
it.
by a shroud of distorted space.
I don't want to start talking about something else, because we're at the end here,
On the other
basically.
side
We
of
just
this
have
dimensional rift
20-some-odd seconds?
lies the
Oh, this is just a
giant
load
tower
screen. I
the
guess I
fallen
could have just
angels
cut it off.
erected, surrounded by a sprawling city.
Shit. Let's just see what the last... Let's keep a glimpse of the next level in. It's kind of cool looking.
To think a tower
Right?
of this
Look.